Hello YouTube, De-bodgery here. So let's see if I can't rotate the camera just a skosh. See if I can't get a bit more. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, this piece right here is a new bracket to replace this front bracket, which is 3 pieces on the front of my tool post grinder. This one piece, I found a block of aluminum that would make the whole thing out of one part, and now it's not bolted together, because the old one is 3 pieces of 1/4 inch aluminum bolted to a piece of 1/8 inch thick aluminum. So, it's not very pretty. It was my version 2 front bearing bracket. This is right here. And, I mean, it works, obviously, because I'm using it right now, but this new one is going to be stiffer, and also I noticed that there's a little tiny bit of play around the bearing. So the new one, it takes care of that problem. I have carefully boarded out so that the bearing, which you can see it's in here, is a snug fit, basically a perfect fit, I suppose. These bearings don't take very much compression forces. If you do compress them, the outer race will kind of buckle inwards, and it will create pressure on the bearings, and then the whole entire, the balls, and then the bearing doesn't spin freely. So anyway, this one in here is just a little bit too loose, and now this one here is a good fit. And then also, with the new bracket machined out of a single piece of aluminum, it should be a lot stiffer. So what I've done here is I have drilled a pattern of holes, with this center drill, and I have one left to do. And this is using the rotary table and, of course, the tool post grinder to make those holes, and they're each one 30 degrees apart. So I'm going to drill the last one here in a second, and then I'm going to turn the thing another 30 degrees, and I should be dead on that first hole right there again. So here goes. Turn this on, and I'm going to rotate the rotary table 30 degrees. All I have to do is go in. Yeah, there's not much metal on that one either. Those 2 bottom holes are not very useful. Okay, now I'm back out. Now, this is how much I trust this. I'm going to rotate the thing around, and I'm going to go right back to that starter hole. 10, 20, on camera. And look at that. Perfect match. Gotta love that. So the camera, I have an octopus, squid mount, I guess they're called, for my camera, and I have the legs wrapped around the various knobs on the carriage assembly to hold the camera in this position so I can get this nice close-up picture there. But there you go. You saw it right on camera. The tool post grinder is doing exactly what it should do. I made all those 30-degree increments around my bearing so that I can use those as locking positions for the whole entire motor assembly for keeping it from rotating. So I've got a bunch of positions now effectively that I can use for mounting the motor at some angle so that it's not flopping around if that's ever going to be a problem. So yeah, that totally worked. That's like brilliant. Now what I have to do is drill those out to 3.5 millimeters so that I can make threads in there for M4. And then that'll be done, and again I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to mount a 3.5 millimeter drill in the ER11 collet and drill those through, and then I will have to tap them some other way. I don't know how I'll pull that off yet. But yeah, that works brilliantly. So if you don't have a tool post grinder and you need to do stuff like this, as you can see, that works superbly well. I've got this very, very evenly spaced circle of holes around my bearing so that I can put a screw in there or whatever feature like this I might want to do. And yeah, it's very consistent, very reliable.